What is up, you guys, and welcome back to Growing Upstairs. We're so glad you joined us today. Now to your hosts, Noah and Holden. And DJ. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be with no headphones on. This is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. So I guess we'll let it finish. I don't know. Is it still playing?
It's off.
Okay, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the podcast. We're trying something new here with no headphones on, and that was different.
Yeah, it's going to be an adjustment.
Felt a little different. So I'm pretty sure that I have done the intro, like I've redone it, and I've got DJ in there. Forgot to bring it with me. Sorry, DJ. This whole season, exactly. Yeah,
I was hoping new year, new intro, but it's okay.
Hey, not a new year, not a new me. I guess I'm just the same old guy, right? I'm pretty sure I've done it. I don't think I put it on the computer yet, so it's not very helpful, though, is it?
No, but
we might now at this point. It's almost like a thing. It's like let's just end DJ every single episode. Yeah. We've made it this far, you know.
Just a little unique.
Yeah, we're not too far off of the end of this season. We've already, I don't know how many we've done. We've done quite a few, but we've got a few more guests that we're going to get on. As you can see today over here by DJ that hopped in is we don't have nobody next to him. He's all alone.
On my couch.
He's all alone over there.
Got some sad music.
I can't hear it.
I know. I wish I could hear it too.
Just know it's there.
Just know there's sad music playing over there.
Sad time for me.
Anyway,
because nobody's sitting over there. But we're going to have some guests coming up here in the next couple of episodes. But if you are watching this, I would think by now you probably know that this is Growing Upstairs based on that, and probably also the caption of this video. If you're watching on YouTube or listening, where are all those places that the people can find us, Noah?
Well, they can find us wherever they get their podcast: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, all those good places. They can also, like you alluded to, watch us on YouTube. So if you're seeing us right now, what's up, YouTube world? And also, they can find us on social media, on TikTok and Instagram.
Good places. He's nailed it, guys. We're here. We're almost done with the season, and we have started passing tests today, which is a good thing. Another part of that is we got a mailbox.
Finally,
we do, and it's up. It's up this time.
The mailbox is up. We're gonna have to create a whole new segment now. The mail. I don't. What would you?
Mail.
Oh yeah,
I kind of like it. The old throwback. So do we just cue to Noah every time and say Noah mail segment, and he goes,
"You've got mail,"
and then we just go from there. I kind of like that. All right. Well, we've got the mailbox up, so we've got a lot to kind of get to real quick. So let's jump and dive right into it as we're getting to it. Obviously, this show is all about growing with God together. That's the purpose of it. That's what we're going to do here today. We'll talk about Jesus, life, music, many more things. If you've watched this or listened to this show ever in your life, anytime, you will see that there are a lot of different things that we kind of talk about in this. And today, that's going to be another thing, just other things. But to start us off, did you guys get anything, or I should say this more, what was the most meaningful gift that you received for Christmas? We just came out of the Christmas season, the Thanksgiving season, all the things kind of tied there together. What is the most meaningful gift that you would say that you got this past Christmas? And I'll start it off if you guys want me to kind of give you guys a second, or
start it, man.
You got it. Noah's ready. He's ready to rock. What you got, brother?
Meaningful time with my family and those I love.
That's some good stuff right there. And a new toothbrush. That's pretty good right there. Yeah, he went with the best answer you could possibly give right there. Now we don't know how to try. Jesus Christ, he is, you know. No, top that, guys. Yeah, good. Well, nice. All right, what about you, Deej?
Trying to think what I got. I really just got all kinds of tools.
Hey, that's helpful.
Yeah, I need all those. So.
Especially when you're working on stuff, or, you know, I know you do a lot of like remodeling houses and things like that. So that's.
I was going to put the mailbox up with them, but Gramps and Brother Derek beat us to it. So
shout out Gramps.
And I just, talking about that, DJ, I just want to give a huge shout out to Gramps and Brother Derek for their willingness to accept all of the mail that's going to be coming in. You know, we got a chance to talk to them about that some Wednesday, and they seemed really excited about the chance to receive that mail for us. So thanks, you guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate it, you guys.
To their workout routine, you know, they got to come up the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
So the more mail you send, the more exercise they'll get.
Great point,
That's
DJ.
good points. You guys just start sending us as much mail as you possibly can. We can't wait to answer you guys' questions.
Yeah, Noah, do you know where that address is? Where can they send it, Noah?
Well, 27 East Broad, Camilla, Georgia.
Attention, growing upstairs. Yeah.
Yep.
That would be the way to send it. So we got the mailbox. We even got a little bit of mail in there already. So, like I said, greatly appreciate it. We're going to get to that here in just a minute.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
No. You're good. You're good. We'll jump right back to him, DJ. That's about it. Okay.
I did get a devotion from my dad. It's been really nice reading that. So
that's always nice. Always helpful to have that. Well, I guess for me, the most meaningful thing I had, was just the gift of Jesus, coming into our lives and saving all of us. And, no, but on a serious note,
that is better than mine.
On a serious note, not the top or anything like that. Just kind of cutting up there. I think I got a like this little clip that goes in the truck that I drive that my wife got me. That was my granddad's. My granddad passed earlier this year, and on it says, I'm kind of blanking on it at the moment, but it says what my granddad used to always say to me when I'd leave. He's like, love your grandson. And so it says that on there, and I kind of got it clipped up in the truck there and keep it there. So that was very, very meaningful to me, at least. So that's kind of what I've had up there. I mean, like I say, you get a bunch of different things, but sometimes there's these little things here and there that kind of, not to top each other, but it's like that one stuck out.
Yeah.
That one stuck out pretty
Sometimes
big.
It's the smaller ones that you didn't really see coming.
Yeah.
That really stick with you the longest.
For sure. Absolutely.
I did forget about one.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
This shirt I'm wearing right
now.
Holden gifted me this shirt. I love my new shirt, Holden.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey,
really
I
cool
appreciate it.
this Christmas.
I tried to think of all of you guys and just different things.
To break
here
mine
and there.
out at some point.
Come on. We got a hat from Noah too. We'll have to wear. Even though that season's kind of coming to an end, unfortunately, but
always next year.
There's always next year. That's right. All right. Well, let's get to another thing here. Do you guys want to open up the mail? Now, we don't have any music or anything like that, but we do have this guy over here who's going to say,
"You've got mail."
All right. And the first thing of mail that we have today only has one question on it. That's all that came in the mail, with just one question on here. And the question that we got this mail
right now,
piece of paper in this moment here is repentance of sin required in order to receive the free gift of eternal life? It's the only thing we got in the mailbox this year, or this day, this time.
Right now.
Right now. So what would you guys say to that? Any answers that you want to give to that?
I guess it's just yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
I think we're in a unanimous yes is it's going to be the answer to that question. So shout out to whoever it was that mailed that to 27 East Broad Street, Camilla, Georgia. What's the zip code here?
31730.
Put all the things in their attention to growing upstairs. We greatly appreciate that. That is the mailbox segment. We'll figure it out. We're workshopping. We're still figuring it out. We got it on the wall. And again, shout out Gramps and Derek for that. That was the start of this process. Now we got to so that Noah, you got a random minute for us that you can hit us with over there, brother?
I surely do.
Let's do it.
I hit the wrong button.
We're gonna get there.
Oh no, this is not good.
Which button is it?
Here we go.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Is that the right one?
I hope so.
We don't know what to do when there's no music out loud.
That's the right button. Anyway,
it'll work. It'll work. All right. So anyway, back to it. It's a new year. We're figuring it out. What you got over there?
Totally random. It's very fitting for the first random minute of the new year to have random sounds going on. But anyway, welcome back to Noah's Random Minute, where I'm going to give you guys some random info that you did not know.
All right.
That you needed to know.
All right.
Are you guys ready for today?
Dude, I'm fired up.
Okay, so here we go. It takes roughly 540 peanuts to make 1 jar of peanut butter.
540 peanuts.
Yep.
I always kind of do this comparison. I start thinking of how in the world do you fit that many peanuts into a jar of peanuts like that?
Well, I guess
I wouldn't think you'd be able to.
Just the actual peanut, or does it mean you have a peanut shell that has 2 peanuts in it?
Yeah, I would definitely think not the shell, because that'd be that, or could that be crunchy peanut butter? Is that where that comes in? That's where the crunchy comes in. It's actually shell. You never knew it.
I would think just the peanut.
Yeah, me too. I guess they crushed it.
Is that considered 1 peanut, or is a peanut shell with 2?
Oh,
no, I would think that would be 2 peanuts.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I would do it.
Lucky, and you get the peanut that has the 3 in there.
Those are the best kind.
That's the best jar of peanut butter. Okay.
That's the extra creamy
I
peanut
got
butter.
one more.
Let's go.
Let's go.
A double. All right.
Double. Got a double doozy for you today. So this is not, I did not expect it to be this song, but I'm going to give you guys a question and see if you can guess it.
Okay.
Okay. This song is considered to be the most covered song ever in the music industry. What do you think that song is?
Ever in the music industry makes it even bigger.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
I would consider this like a pop or soft rock song.
That just made it worse for me because I had an idea, but then it was.
Is it "I Will Always Love You"?
It is not.
What you got over there, dude?
Have a guess, man.
So I'll give you guys what I would have thought this would have been. I would have thought it would have been "Hallelujah" by Jeff Buckley. I would have thought that would have been the most covered song ever. But it is actually "Yesterday" by the Beatles.
Really?
Yep.
I would not have guessed that.
But
That's pretty good there.
Now we know.
Again,
now you know.
Again, if we ever go to some kind of trivia thing anywhere, any place, we're gonna have some answers. How many peanuts was it? 596.
540.
All right. Well, I failed already. So there's that.
Let's see if I can get that right.
All right. Here we go. The button. Nailed it. Nice job, brother. I feel like there's 7 things going on at the same time. You ever feel like that when you hear something in the distance? You're like, what is that that's going on over there? All right, very good. That is Noah's Random Minute. All right, any kind of crazy stories or good stories, inspirational, beautiful memories over the break? We've been going for a little while, but I don't know. You guys might have had like a. What is so funny over there?
Beautiful
I don't
memories.
know. Sometimes there's beautiful memories. Sometimes we just make. Christmas time seems to be a good time for that. Did y'all play your games again this Christmas?
Oh, we did.
Did anybody run over the basketball goal without realizing that's the gift this year?
We had a new game this year.
Ah.
So you had to get adult diapers.
Oh, I think I saw this.
Yeah.
I feel like we all saw this on Facebook.
And you put them on your ankles. You have to get them all the way up without using your hands.
Can I steal this video from Facebook and put it over this so we can watch it at the same time?
Won?
I am the champion this
He's
year.
the champ.
I did
DJ's the champ.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go. What do you win for getting the adult diapers on?
$10.
You got to take the rest of the pack of adult diapers home.
Hey, that's going to come in handy one day, DJ, okay? For me, I hope that never comes in handy, to be honest with you. It's like, I don't know. So that was it. That's the game y'all played this year?
We played some of the older games, but that was a new one.
Was that supposed to be a funny story or was that a beautiful memory?
Maybe both.
I don't know either, to be honest with you. That's a beautiful memory. So adult diapers. I do think I saw y'all playing that on Facebook. Funny. We get to kind of learn things about DJ just from watching Facebook, different things that come up like that. Nice. You got any other kind of stories or anything from Christmas time?
It was a good Christmas. We had Christmas with Lori's family, and her little cousin now is at just the right age where he is the entertainment of the event.
Oh, yeah.
And he was crawling all over the place and playing with his toys, and he'd pick up a toy and drop a toy, and then he'd go, yay!
That is awesome. Kids are
a lot
so
of laughter and that kind of thing. So that was really fun.
Yeah, kids are a lot of fun when it comes to Christmas time. They have that, I don't know what it is. It's like that excitement that, we all used to have as a kid that they have like now, and it's kind of fun to see. It's cool to get to see. So, all right, that's what we've got for he's coming in with another one.
I was kind of
Is this a beautiful memory?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of a long
story. This is a wonderful moment.
Wonderful moment. All
right.
Do
we have time for a long story?
We got time, man.
Okay. I had a few people in mind that I wanted to give a Bible to this Christmas.
Nice.
And I even had one of them mention something like that he couldn't read his Bible anymore because it was so old.
Oh, wow.
But anyways, I got this Bible, and they didn't come in until after Christmas. But anyways, I gave it to him, and he was telling me the weekend before, I think I gave it to him on Monday, but the weekend before when his wife had went out to eat, and they were in Thomasville, they were going to stop at the Christian bookstore. I didn't know there was a Christian bookstore in Thomasville.
It closed.
Yeah, well, that's part of the story is they went and it was closed.
Mm-hmm.
And but he was going to go get a Bible there because he had been talking about getting one. And he comes back, and I give him one on Monday, sent it to his son. He was like, son texted and was like, how cool is that? You were just talking about getting one. Like, it's crazy how God can line things up. Like the store was closed, he would have got one then, but he didn't because the store was closed, and then boom, it's right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I already have one, dude. That is awesome. A beautiful story.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were looking for there, D.
I think we had all your points today.
Yeah, dude, that was good. All right, well, that was Growing Upstairs. Good to see you guys today. That's good stuff right there. Well, hey, y'all want to raise the meter real quick? Let's jump into it. Let's do it.
We fixing to raise the. We fixing to raise the.
You notice that we all kind of start doing some of the same stuff?
Yeah.
It is very awkward without the headphones on.
It's a lot
Fixing to
different.
raise the meter.
All right, we're done with that. All right.
That's it.
I'm eventually, I think what I'll do for us to try to help us out, I'm going to figure out, there's a way that you can make this thing like play through speakers and we can listen to it that way, and you never have to wear them. You just have to be careful that it doesn't go through the microphones. But that's behind baseball. You guys don't want to know about that. All right, hey, I've got something kind of exciting for you guys here today. DJ is bringing the meter to us today. DJ, hit us with it, brother.
New year, new guy.
All right, I like it. Let's do it.
But yeah, let's get started with it. I'm excited, man. I've been waiting on this for like a month.
All right, my man came prepared over here.
It was this week I texted you about this?
I can't remember if it was this week. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Within the last like week and a half, yeah.
I texted Holden and I asked him if he had a topic already. Holden responds with "What you got?"
Yeah.
I was like,
Dude, I always got something to talk about.
I was like, how did you even know that I had a topic? But anyways, this is something, it's actually a little different than what we're used to. It's a song that I heard, like I said, about a month ago. Really didn't think much about it, and then it kind of kept playing, without me picking the song to play. But I do just want to start off with a little bit of the lyrics. That way, if y'all have never heard it or anybody listens never heard it, they kind of know what we're talking about. The title of the song is called Only Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an odd title, but once you kind of hear what it talks about, you'll get it a little bit. Whenever I'm reading this, I kind of want y'all to think of something that just comes to mind through these lyrics.
Okay.
I'm going to read it. I'm not going to sing it because y'all are the singers, not me. But this is like the main chorus of it. But if I'm the only Bible that you ever read, the only revival that you ever see, no, I ain't Jesus, and I'll never be. Take me as I am, somewhere in between, broken and saved. Take a page from a sinner like me, if I'm the only Bible that you ever read. I'll kind of start off just from this section. The biggest thing that, that I look at here is take a page from a sinner like me. I think sometimes that as sinners, when we try to go share the word with somebody, that we might be like, oh, well, I'm not in a place to share the word because, I do this, I've done this in the past, but we kind of really have to sit back and think, we're all sinners. We've all fallen short of the glory of God. There's something that we've done wrong at some point in our life. None of us are perfect.
Yeah.
So that's just something that kind of stood out to me. What kind of stood out to y'all just through those lyrics?
And that's good. First of all, I did listen to the song, and I feel like I've heard it maybe one time before. If it wasn't necessarily the song, I've heard this conversation kind of come up before. Like, if I'm the only Bible that you ever read, and it's not like pointing to me, like do what I do or anything like that, because I think a lot of times, people look at church and Christians, and then they look at what it is you're doing in the world outside of church and outside of things that don't necessarily look Christian, and it makes you go, man, I just don't know about this person. But that's such a good point that it brings up when it kind of first hits me is, if I'm the only Bible that you ever read, what is it that I'm doing? And if somebody looks at me and they say, man, this you might be the only Bible that they ever read, that to me means, okay, I must be doing something that's in a Christ-like way. Or if I'm not, that should be what I should be wanting to put out there, because if I'm going to be the only Bible that somebody ever reads, it's very important that what they're reading is Christ-like and is not something that's false or something that, I think Derek even kind of talked about it a little bit this morning, but it's not something that's not authentic. Is probably the biggest part of that. And that's a big weight to carry. And to know, like, when you walk through your life, if somebody's looking at you and you may be the only Bible that they ever read, it's very important how you carry yourself. It's kind of my first, just as you asked that there, kind of thought coming off of that there.
I'm listening to y'all's conversation right this second. Nothing's hitting me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Nothing right off top.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of many times. I've got a couple questions here that I'm going to hit in just a second, but there's so many people that I can think of off the top of my head that, may not even go to church, may not read their Bible. So, like, whenever it says only Bible, I think, it's not technically talking about the Bible. It's talking about the faith, Christian faith in general. Somebody might be watching you to see what you do, see how you act, to see how a Christian acts, and compare the two. That's kind of what I think of whenever it says only Bible. But I do have a couple questions here. And this first one is kind of hard because it can get a little personal, and I'll answer it first because I've had time to think of it. But is there anyone in your life that you can think of that you could possibly have been the only Bible that they will read? Not to name any names or anything, but for example, I had a friend, his nationality was different than mine. And I would, I talked to him a little bit, honestly, about Jesus and stuff, and just to see his relationship, his religion too, as well. And he was kind of telling me, his parents, if he said anything about Jesus or anything like that, I mean, he would get in serious trouble because his parents were totally against it. So, whenever I started thinking of this song, it kind of hit me, I don't see him as much as I do now, but I used to see him a lot, that I might have been the only Bible that he sees in his lifetime. So what kind of impact did I have on him when I did see him? And hopefully I do see him a lot more often than I do, but that was just one person that came to mind because I know he's not going to be allowed to go to church because of his parents. If he did, he would have to do it on his own, and maybe one day he will, or maybe I can speak to him again about it in the future. But I didn't know if y'all had something or similar that came to mind.
I can kind of think of one now, and something that's hitting me as you're talking about that right there is just like I've always kind of wondered. It's like, if you ask the question, what's easier? Is it easier to talk to somebody about your faith or tell somebody about Jesus? Is it easier to do it with somebody that you know, or is it easier to do it with somebody that you don't know? And I think therein lies a little bit of a difference, because if it's somebody that you don't know, I almost feel like that could be easier than if it's somebody that you know and doesn't follow Christ, or doesn't want anything to do with Jesus. Because I can think of, just off of the top of my head, one person that I know that we've had this conversation with before, that I'm like, man, I've got to find a way to share Jesus with this guy. And instead of just like sharing Jesus with him, I took the route more of, I don't really want to have the conversation with him, which is wrong on my part, I feel like, but maybe by being more Christ-like, maybe that's something that he would see and it would make him ask. Now, he never asked. That never came up. I don't really see him very often, and I do wonder that that kind of convicts me in a way where I can see where, like, now thinking back, it's like, I knew this guy. I sat next to him. I could talk to him at any point in time I want, and I never had that conversation. But I think I kind of like the song, I tried to be more like the Bible and just being Christ-like instead of having an actual conversation with him, which might work with some people. It could be a seed that's planted, but I never had that conversation with him like you did there. So that it's definitely convicting.
Yeah. And kind of piggybacking off of that, I mean, I can think of a handful of people in my life that I maybe have had the opportunity to and haven't taken that opportunity, or that I can think of that I could, think of, I need to share the gospel with them, or that kind of thing. But it also reminds me a lot of what Derek was preaching about this morning, in the fact that sometimes we tell ourselves that it's more loving to not, hurt their feelings or make things awkward. But when in all reality, like, it's not loving of us to not tell them. you know. And I think that's one thing I think of as we look at these lyrics and all too, is like, you know, not just to let our faith and our walk with Christ just be an action that people see, but also to actually speak with them and have a conversation and in word, you know, and in action and in word, to have, you know, have lots, share life with them and grow, help them grow closer to the Lord too.
Yeah. I had a verse, you know, talking about Derek. We kind of talked about this before, how his sermon this morning actually matched up with what I was going to be talking about. And one of the verses he actually put up, I had already put this in my notes, but it says, this is Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. It's kind of like you talked about there, Holden. You know, sometimes it's not really even us having the conversation with them. You know, I think maybe the conversation may help some to get the point across, but sometimes it can just be our actions. By the way, you know, we go through our everyday life, letting our light shine for not even one person that we're trying to reach, but, you know, maybe it's a group of people or something like that. But that's kind of a verse that I thought of whenever going through this that kind of ties into it. I don't know if y'all have anything to add to that.
I know that's kind of what we've all touched on.
Well, I'll get to this second one. This is the second verse I come across that I kind of felt like was part of this raise the meter, is 1 Peter 3:15. Instead, you must worship Christ as Lord of your life, and if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. And I kind of have an example to go with this, because it's kind of funny how things just lined up. Kind of like I was telling you, I felt like God was telling me to talk about this because all these things were lining up. The other day I was riding with someone, and, you know, something just hit me. Like, ask them about going to church, ask them about the Bible, like, see where they are in their faith. And it took a little while. I mean, I once that came into my head, it took me maybe 5 minutes before I actually started the conversation. But, you know, I just simply asked him, like, you know, do you go to church anywhere? Because I had no clue about this guy. And, you know, it sparked maybe a 15, 20-minute conversation with him. And I'll just tell you a little bit. He said he has not been to church in a while. Said whenever he did go, he got judged a little bit on how they looked. Well, whenever he said a little while, I was thinking, you know, a few years. But he was talking back whenever he was in his teens. And he's a lot older than me right now. So, you know, it's probably been 20, 25 years since this person's at least been to church. You know, maybe he's prayed a couple of times since then or something. But, you know, this verse right here, you know, if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. And I think that goes back to the only Bible, us being prepared, you know, reading our Bible, studying it. That way, if somebody does ask, you know, kind of like Derek talked about, being able to back up what we say with the Bible, you know, not just our opinion. So another part of this song, it says, I'm just someone who's been where you've been. And, you know, it's kind of, whenever somebody asks me a question, you know, maybe I've been in that situation before. Maybe I can tell you something about it, or this is how God helped me get out of this situation. That's just kind of something that came to me whenever I heard that one verse. And like I say, that guy, now I'm hoping, now that I know his background, you know, I'm hoping to be able to talk to him more about Christ. We talked about a little bit about him getting back into church. You know, it's kind of hard, though, whenever you do get judged going into church, to get back into it. But it's kind of like I told him, church is just a place to worship. You don't have to be saved and go to church. It does help a lot. I know it helps me tremendously. Without church, I don't know what I would do. But I don't know if y'all have anything to add to that.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said off the top, just having these conversations, and especially when something's kind of on your heart like that, it's very bold. And we even try to tell the youth, which is hard even for us to do, but it's you have to be bold to have that conversation when something's laid on your heart, and it's like, just ask this guy or ask this girl or ask your teacher or something about something here. Then to actually follow that up with a conversation is a very bold thing to do. But it's good and it's worth doing. And I think we've talked about it before on here one time too, is kind of like you said there, church shouldn't be about a building. It's about the people who are in it. And, you know, church hurt, I think I've said it before on here, is a real thing. And a lot of people experience that where they go to a church and it's not always the Christians aren't always perfect, but God is. And that's the difference, is we have to be able to look in at what God is. But a lot of times we as Christians, we can get in that way. We can get in the way of that. And that happens because, again, like you kind of said there, what I consider or call church hurt is, you know, somebody said something to a guy one time. He hadn't been back to church in 25 years. Like, to think that, and that's all around us. I mean, even here locally that you've talked to like that, but it's definitely standing up and being bold in your faith and having that conversation instead of it just being on your heart and then just sitting there kind of like I did, is actually having that conversation. Yep. Do you have something else on it?
I was just going to say, you know, when it comes to that kind of conversation about church hurt and people's feelings, getting hurt and that kind of thing, like, it just shows that we're broken people. And when people judge people and make those comments, like, that's their sin, you know, as well coming into play. And it's hard to see that, but it also shows us that we are broken and we need Christ. Yeah. We need him. We need to grow closer to him and walk with him so that we will live and show his light to others. But that doesn't mean that we're perfect, you know? And so, that's kind of my 2 cents on that.
I mean, it's kind of like you said off of the end of that there, is you don't have to be saved to come to church at all, because that's the point, is for us as a church is to bring the lost in. You know, being saved at church is great because you learn so much. You learn how to fellowship with others. You learn how to be a disciple and share with others, like you're saying there. But our objective is to bring the lost in, not to shame them, not to do anything like that and turn them away and they don't come back. But it's for them to actually learn about Jesus, learn who he is, the love that he has for them, even if we as people in a broken world can't show that in the way that we're supposed to. So that's a good point.
I mean, as Christians, we want to see people come to the church, come to church and experience Christ and the love of Christ and accept him as Lord and Savior and repent, like the question asked that we had in the mailbox, you know, to repent of our wrongful ways and turn to him and be, like Derek was talking about this morning, justified and then growing in sanctification, you know, and that's the process. But I mean, ultimately, as Christians, that's what we want to see, and that's what we should want to see.
That's kind of all I've had, but I do want to kind of end on this.
Okay.
You know, we talked a little bit about how Derek's message tied directly into this. I talked a little bit about how this has been on my heart for like a month or so. And, you know, we've talked about we're not perfect either, and I feel like this is a sign from God to me, you know, that I need to do better about, you know, talking to people around me that, you know, that maybe I know that they don't go to church, that I can be that only Bible to them. And, you know, you go to church sometimes and you feel like the preacher's just talking to you directly sometimes. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt this morning whenever Derek was talking. And I just kind of want to say this. If you've listened this far to our podcast, maybe this is your sign that maybe you need to step out on your faith a little bit and talk to somebody. Maybe God's put somebody on your heart. Maybe you need to talk to them. If you do hear that voice, just like I did with this guy, don't be like me. Don't wait 5 minutes to have the conversation. You know, act on it immediately, because you never know what God has planned. Just like the Bible story we talked about earlier. You never know what God has planned for you or somebody else. So.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I mean, like you said right there off the top, I mean, even this morning was kind of the same way even to me, because it takes that boldness to take that step, take that leap and have the conversation with somebody, which is hard to do, but being bold in that, because like you said, and like the song says, you might be the only Bible that somebody out there ever reads or gets a chance to see or speak with. So.
Just to kind of cap us off, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
A verse that comes to mind when we're talking about being bold is Romans 1:16, and it says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith for faith, and as it is written, the righteous shall live by faith." But just a reminder, like right out at the first of that verse, for I'm not ashamed of the gospel, to live unashamed and to live and be bold, like we've been talking about. And that's hard to do. But just a little bit of encouragement from the word, that we're told to be strong and be courageous and to be bold. And so
good stuff right there.
Was.
Good stuff, D. You got anything else on it?
That's it, man.
All right. That's raising the meter.
We fixing to raise the. We fixing to raise the.
Oh, just like
Okay. I don't know what to do with my hands. Oh, that's good stuff right there, Deej. Thank you for getting it together, man. I knew when you texted, I was like, he's got something up his sleeve over here. Again, it could just be kind of God's way of even speaking to me, saying, hey, he's probably got something here. Just ask him, So that was good stuff. Well, that scared me. Yeah. We got flags falling in the room, guys. Don't worry. Just scared me a little bit there.
I realized halfway through this, I forgot our timer.
Yeah, I did too, but that's okay. It's no big deal.
I was so excited, man. I was ready. I just forgot our timer.
Man, that's all good stuff. We got a couple other timers running over here that we kind of keep an eye on, so ain't no big deal. Y'all got anything else on it?
Nothing else. I was just hoping you had a dad joke.
I might have one. It's pretty good. It's pretty good over here if you want to hear it. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're closing. Did y'all hear that the company who makes yardsticks won't be making them any longer?
That's it. Oh, wow.
Hey, you guys. Yeah. Hey, where can they find us? Really quick, Noah.
All those places we said earlier. Rewind the podcast and listen to it real quick.
Shout to them right here. All right. Well, you guys keep. This is all backwards. Growing
upstairs.
Peace. Oh, that's good stuff right there, man.